Perseverance is the key to success in the stock market, just as it is the key to success in life. Without it, even the most brilliant trading strategy will fail. Napoleon Hill. My friends, each and every day our perseverance is to be in the markets, tracking our favorite stocks and ETFs. We only ask 10 to 15 minutes. That is enough. And you need to follow your favorite stocks and ETFs each and every day. Why? Because you learn the nuances of those stocks and ETFs by tracking them each and every day. You learn their personalities, the way they work. And at times their personalities do change. They can get a little schizophrenic. And then you have to sort of reevaluate what's going on. But you know that. Why? Because you've been intimate with them day in and day out. You know when something's wrong. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks, bonds are down, stocks are up, gold and Bitcoin are up. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. We see the S&P 500 is up 0.38%. Now we look at the high last week and we can see where it reached 667.34. This week 666.65. So as we look down at the half-day chart, we can see where things peaked back last Tuesday in the morning and then started moving over Tuesday afternoon through Thursday. And then from Friday, it started ticking back up again, but has not hit the high yet. Volume is okay for a Tuesday. Two-day volume is closed now, and it hit average, which is good. A little below average in the morning, average in the afternoon as the market really rallied in the afternoon, hit a high. And again, where as we watch it, we can see there was some volatility in the afternoon. So we're still long, quite decently long on the S&P 500 with a good back test accuracy. Of course, those percentages and our trade execution summary grid are available as always to our Patreon members the day we wrap for the market, and you have them available to you so you can prepare for your practice trading tomorrow, Wednesday, the 1st of October. Now let's keep pushing through these charts. So we are long the S&P. We're also long the NASDAQ, not quite as bullish, but still decently bullish. As we look, we see that we are up for the day 0.27%. We can see that we didn't quite hit average volume on the two-day chart, didn't make it either in the morning or afternoon on the half-day. You know, it's hard to call where we are right now. Not super strong in volume for the week yet. We'll see how things continue to go. The high last week, 602.87. This week, 602.05. So we're right there at it. When did that happen? That actually happened on Monday morning, and then things broke off from there. So we aren't up there again yet, but we've seen getting close here at the beginning of the week. So we'll continue to keep our eye on things. Like I said, we are still bullish and long decently on the NASDAQ 100. What about Bitcoin? I almost went to Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin's last. We're at U.S. government bonds, 20-year U.S. government bonds, pulling back a little bit for the day. That happened in the afternoon, you can see there, with a decent bit of volume. Okay volume in the morning, too, when things really popped, but pulled back 0.29%. We have a two-day candle that's sitting right here on sort of a makeshift trend line. That ain't much of a trend line, my friends. We have that high from 2 weeks ago, and we're a ways from it right now after a doji last week that if we would have had some volume, I would have said really portended a roll over. We didn't have a volume to match that. We had indecision, but no volume to back up that things might be rolling over. A red spinning top with lots of volume would have portended that. Well, we didn't have that. And this week, it's sort of sloppy. We saw where things were up for a day and a half. That was Monday and Tuesday morning, and then over in the afternoon. So we're letting bonds sort their way out right now. We do the math on our trade execution summary grid. It gives us a decent bullish number, but I'm having a hard time with that from what I'm seeing here. That's why I don't go by just the math. If that were the way it was, the engineers would be billionaires because they love having the structures and being able to plug the numbers in, but it's not about that always, is it? No, it's about the emotions, the fear and the greed and the volume and all the crazy inputs. That's why a computer can't trade. Let's continue to watch what's up with gold. Well, we have a super high bullish gold as gold was up today 0.85% after just stacking the Benjamins, or I guess we could say stacking the doubloons over the last going into the 5th week now as gold has just rocketed up. Look at the decent volume on the 2-day with a higher high. Look at the decent volume over the last 3 days as we've seen gold just continue to punch up. And like I said, punching up another 0.85% for the day. We are long gold. Now, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin? Well, it had several days of down movement. Saw a little bit of green back on last Wednesday and then bottoming down on Monday. It popped up strong. Tuesday, we opened lower than the prior close Tuesday morning. That's why we have the red volume, but it was average both in the morning and afternoon. Things popped up a little bit toward the end of well, they popped up during the afternoon trading session, but by the end of the day, Bitcoin was up just a mere 0.03%. So again, we're just waiting, watching, seeing how Bitcoin's going to settle out. That green candle has deteriorated a little bit on Bitcoin for this week. As far as the weekly chart goes, 2-day chart, of course, settled off below that prior weekly trend line. So we'll continue to keep an eye on things and see where Bitcoin is going. That is where we are, my friends, as we end the day on Tuesday, go into Wednesday. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless all the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.